Yes, sir.
No, it's something like that. It's
No, I
accordance...
said evidence is defined as a body of information that is testable, repeatable, in concordance with or exclusively indicative of one position above any other. I define what I mean by evidence. And I ask Chemo or any flats art if they have anything that fits that definition of evidence. That's what I say. Nothing like what Chemo said.
I was close.
You were fucking 17 states away from being close.
Pure. Finish with the religious.
I don't know. You're the one that brought it up. Are you done with it?
Yes, I want to get back to the shape of the earth.
Okay, cool. Bring something. Bring a topic up that everybody can participate in.
So, science. We all know science, yes?
That's up to on your next fill up. You can cash anytime to PayPal or an e-gift card for Amazon and other.
Pure. What is that?
Pure,
What is what?
Reel it in. We can hear the radio.
It's not,
Oh, you can hear the radio? Okay.
Yeah.
All you had to do is say, hey, we hear the radio in the background.
Just about to.
Yeah, exactly. Just in the process of.
But you had to be all over fucking dramatic about it.
Yeah.
We were definitely not melodramatic about it, so.
Chemo was. You didn't hear him go, whoa, Pure, whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah, well, it was really fucking dramatic, doesn't it?
Like, what was that there, you know? Just
yeah, it was a bit surprising. It was just surprised. It's a normal human reaction.
It's really, that's a normal human reaction to hearing a radio.
Well, it's just out of sync with what everything else that's going on in the room, so. That's all. Just a little bit of surprise.
You're surprised in 2021 that you can hear a radio. Wow.
Not so loud through the Discord, Pure. That was all. Not a big deal, but surprised to hear it so loud. It was so clear.
Yeah, why do you find that so hard to believe, Pure?
Sounds like mumbling.
I don't find it hard to believe that in 2021 you can hear a radio.
No. The surprise factor is what you're going after. You're saying that it was out of line.
The reaction?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, what? Yeah, the reaction. So over dramatic out of a person? Yeah.
But he explained to you why he was surprised, and there was a very valid reason.
Not just
to
like
you, it was
radio, not just like, but just the fact that it was true. Like, where's that? You know what I mean? We don't use. That's not usual, right?
Yeah.
It happens all the time in here. People heard fucking background noises and radios in here for years.
But like, not often.
So it is
not
common.
You know, when you say all the time,
it's common. It wasn't like it was the first fucking time.
Oh, let's put it this way. I'm surprised it was.
Yeah.
Well, that's a fucking cop-out because people have heard my radio time and time again because I do a lot of traveling. You're fucking out of your mind, Chemo. Keep lying.
I'm surprised it was your moment, that was all.
If anyone has had a strange reaction, it's you, sir.
Right.
No. Pointing out the hypocrisy?
No. No hypocrisy whatsoever.
Really? Yes, there is.
How so?
Because I just pointed out that my radio has come through numerous times in the years that I've been here. And for Chemo to say I was surprised that it was you and that it wasn't something that happened common, yeah.
Yo, you don't do that.
It's hypocritical.
I see.
Isn't the usual response you've got a hot mic or something?
Is that Terry?
No, it's not Terry. Sorry, Chemo.
The TT guy? I don't know. They all sound the same
not
to me.
TT guy. I'm
No,
not
this
TT
is
guy.
Terry. On.
Not a lot. I'm up a bit late tonight.
Yeah. Unlike you, Tez.
Yeah, you're on the fence, right, Terry? I know, like you say, you don't sound too sure. Like,
No, where I sit, there's no fence.
Who are you debating, Gary?
I always get that from that you're not sure it's a globe.
I don't like labels.
Yeah,
He's not convinced in my eyes.
Yeah, Terry's
Um,
like, come on,
No,
someone.
I'm not convinced that the Earth's flat. No.
But the same with the globe, though. You're not convinced of the globe.
yeah.
No, I'm convinced it's a globe.
Terry, what convinces you on a globe?
Yeah. I'd love to hear it.
Sunrise, sunsets, moon landings,
sunrise, sunsets.
gravity,
Picture.
horizon.
Terry, what's the flat Earth explanation for sunrise?
Mic check.
I don't.
Mic check. Who's that?
I don't. Hello?
Yeah, I apologize. I just want to make sure my mic was working. I apologize.
Gems. Who?
Yeah, a little bit.
Gems Fleet. What? Where'd you get that name from?
What did? Sorry.
What's that name about, Gems Fleet?
What's the name about?
Yeah.
It's just a, Gems Fleet. You know what I mean?
An interesting name, so.
But I mean, what's it in aid of?
Yeah, just a nickname I came up with.
Okay, so what do you think about the shape of the Earth? I call you Fleet. You've already got a gem. No?
Oh, yeah. For sure. I don't want to take that.
That's
Are
right.
you? Yes.
So, Fleet, what about this shape of the Earth? What's yours?
It was definitely interesting, for sure. I know,
Oh.
it's definitely an interesting conversation. I guess I'm kind of on the fence, you could say.
Excellent. So, are you of the mind, well, you leave it to the scientists, your information, or are you like, wow, I like science, I can do stuff myself to verify it? What's your position?
Well, I like to
Too
think
positive.
that, yeah, of course, there's scientists that study things and
Sorry, Terry.
specialize in their fields,
Sorry,
but
go on, Fleet.
I like to think that we're all capable of doing science as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Interesting.
Well, let's say then, they tell us that we're on a globe, right? We see it everywhere in on the movies or in the movies, like the news, the weather. They're all globes, yeah? Think that's the reason why we think we're on a globe, or is there anything else?
I certainly think there's a reasonable. It's not unreasonable, I guess. I would say that to think that we're living on a globe, for sure.
Yeah, sure. I can go with that, but I'm asking why. What are those reasons?
Well, when you look up, I mean, early man must have looked up at the sky and saw that the sun, moon was round. I mean, a lot of people still use that, and that the sky is moving.
Yeah.
So,
So your first one is like the sun, moon are round, so obviously the Earth must be round, right?
Well, it's just it's
not obviously, but
it can be a correlation. Right? You could try to.
But our response to that is pool balls or billiard balls, snooker balls are round. Is the table round?
Absolutely not.
That's how we respond to that little one there,
Sure, just like the light bulb above it isn't round either.
Yeah. So, all right. So, what else then makes you think, yeah, we're on a ball apart from the sun and the moon?
makes me think I'm on my ball.
Yeah.
Just basically everything that I've been told.
Oh, so yeah. So let's look at it. So you just said some stuff. Let's look at what you've been told. What have they told you?
You know, we all go basically through the same kind of education system in one way or another, and kind of basically told the same thing: gravity, atmosphere,
Okay, gravity.
ground, that kind of
Gravity.
thing.
Stop. That's gravity. Yeah. Feet.
Yes, sir.
So what do we understand about gravity? Just give me your understanding of gravity.
Well, they like to tell you things fall the same rate in a
Mhm.
vacuum, 9.8 meters per second squared, something like that.
Uh-huh.
That kind of thing.
Is that it?
That's about my summary of it. Yeah.
Is it a pulling force?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they describe it as force,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
it's questionable. Yeah.
Okay. What else is rotation? How do we know the Earth is moving?
That again is a tough one. I think they say it's constant, and so we don't really feel it. But you know, there's some questions about that that are kind of interesting.
Okay, well they've got a device. You know the gyroscope, the laser gyro thing.
I've heard of that. Yeah, the ring laser gyro.
Ring laser gyro, that's the one. So that
Yes.
detects curvature. Believe that?
No.
Don't believe.
Detects rotation, you mean?
Oh, sorry.
Rotation.
Yes, sorry. I'm all over the place because I'm looking at my phone doing something. Yeah. So that
Yeah,
detects.
so-
what the?
Oh no, sorry.
You'll know
Yeah,
what I
that detects rotation. Fleet rotation. You believe that? Sorry.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't really know how like the difference between a ring laser gyro per se and just a normal like manual gyro like that spins on its own.
Mm-hmm. I don't
So
get it. You don't need to. I don't know the ins and outs. You know who does. Who knows what they're up to? What gadgets they try to deploy. You know, knows what's going on behind and 007 laboratory, right?
right.
Yeah.
And they do admit there's a bit of, you know, correction that needs to be made in any kind of instrument that you're taking a measurement from,
Mm.
or a
All
bit
right.
of an error, I say, possible.
Okay, so look, what about they've just sent the public around the Earth, I think, in a rocket or something, some kind of space contraption. What do you think about that?
I apologize. Can you repeat that?
So basically, the idea was to send the public to space, right? So they can not just like astronauts, so the public. So there's the Globers here are saying that they've sent people, public, the regular person, around the ball in 3 days. It took them or something, I think, like that. And no, what do you think?
Freaking awesome.
Yeah, it's interesting for sure. I'd like to. Have they talked to them yet? Have they interviewed them? I'm sure
I don't know. Again, who knows
people
what
are
goes on
celebrating.
behind veil? You know. I guess so. Okay, so you don't know if it's rotating. You don't know. Oh, did we go over curvature?
Not yet. I don't think so.
All right. So do you understand geodetic surveying?
Um, just in the not in like the practice of it, but just in that it's different than planar survey.
Oh, okay. I don't know. What is it? Go on. Tell me what it is, and they will correct you if you're wrong. What do you know about it?
Well, basically, I know it's not planar surveying, which takes small portions of the land
Mhm.
and doesn't account for curvature. And the geodesic surveying is more what they say accounts for the curvature.
I think. What I mean, what do
Or
they?
Did I say that wrong? Desic or
Oh, it
geodetic?
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Again, you know the way that they say and do. It's very loose because they're always changing this. So yeah, that doesn't convince you then, the geodetic surveying, that the Earth is curving.
You say it does or doesn't?
Does it? Does it not convince you? Does the geodetic surveying convince you that the Earth is curved?
I know that it's people that do it claim that it does, but I myself don't do it. So I can only take their word for it, basically.
Have you seen Soundly's images? Lake Pontchartrain, have you seen that before?
Yeah, the Pontchartrain Bridge and that.
What do you think of that?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really
Is that the Earth curve you're looking at, do you think?
with the water.
Yeah,
and
where all
stuff.
that curve, Soundy, Pontchartrain, the curvature, all that stuff. That Earth curve.
That's not the way I see that photo, but some people
Yeah,
may
I
say
get it.
otherwise.
I'm just asking you. There's no like trick. Whatever you
Well,
think.
how do you photo? How do you see it?
To me,
No, the
fleet,
new can.
fleet.
What'd you call it?
I see.
Fleet.
Well,
His name's
I just
Fleet.
don't. I'd like to go there maybe and
No, what did
see
Chris
for
call
sure,
it?
but I don't think that
I don't
if
know.
I went there, that's what I would
Right,
see.
but no,
Yeah.
you wouldn't. That's right. You wouldn't see that because it requires the camera to be zoomed in. But what if that's not air curve? What do you think it is?
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to speculate at that point. I'm not
Just
really
talking, Chris. We're just
like
talking.
what's that?
We're just talking. We're
Yeah,
just trying to
stay
go.
out
I'm
of
just
it,
trying to
Chris.
go through.
I'm just talking to it, bitch.
All right. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
but
I'm just going through
you're
all the
boring,
stuff,
Chris.
what he thinks and stuff. But carry on.
Yeah, when it comes to like photographs and stuff like that, there's so many different variables that could be introduced there. You know, what I mean, like
Mhm.
aperture sizes and where it's zoomed in at. You know, all that.
Okay.
There's a lot of different variables there. You know, so for me to be able
Such
to
as what's
speculate
different
on
variables? Such
what's
as
going on there, it's kind of
Stop
difficult.
interrupting,
I just think
Chris.
that if I were to go there myself and view it with my eyes, I wouldn't see what that
no,
picture
that's right. You wouldn't see that with your
portrays.
own eyes. That's right. That's right. You need to zoom from the camera.
Okay. So Fleet, still there? Still with us?
Yes, sir.
Good man. So like when boats disappear bottom first, isn't that Earth curve? Isn't the boat disappearing because of Earth curve?
Oh, I've heard that claim. Yes.
Mm-hmm. What do you think you're looking at when boats disappear over the horizon?
Different variables and shit.
Oh, it could. I mean, I'm sure you've heard the argument with the whole camera, and then bringing it back into view.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it is Earth curvature, then how are they bringing it back into view?
Right. Okay.
Jesus fucking Christ! Seriously?
What?
2015.
So your answer to the boats disappearing, but I mean the Globers would say to you that that's impossible, Fleet. That once it's disappeared, it's not bring it back. There is no example of that happening. What do you think about that?
They say that doesn't happen. Like you can't zoom back in and bring it back into view.
No, you may know. You may know otherwise. I'm just saying that the Globers' response is, once it's gone over the horizon, gone. Never bring it back with a camera. Think about that.
Well, yeah, I think that's kind of highlights the core of the argument there is that the one side is saying there should be at least from what they're telling us, from what we understand, right, there should be like a physical boundary that we can't see past anymore, right? And it may be just that we don't know the actual size, like how big it is. Maybe
He's
it's bigger
spastic.
than what's that?
Look, here's fucking. This is from a cruise ship. A video footage of a cruise ship. taken from a flat earther by the name, what was his fucking name again? Whatever his name is, doesn't really matter. 2 images, one's zoomed out, one's zoomed in. You cannot see any more of that ship when it's zoomed in. Where's the bottom of the ship, bitch?
So again, you would have to know like the distances and
Why? Why would you?
why?
That's right, why?
Because it's all a part of what
Why?
that camera is
Why
capable
is it a
of doing.
part of it?
Well, the camera's only capable of zooming in so far.
What if I told you it was 20 miles out? What
Chris,
difference would that make?
Let
Well,
him
again,
answer
we
the
would still need to
questions.
know what the capabilities of
Okay,
the
it's 10
camera
miles
are,
out.
right?
What difference? Why? It's a P900. What difference does that make?
It doesn't matter the distance because if it's disappearing from the bottom upwards, nothing disappears from the bottom upwards, does it? Unless it's going over horizon. So it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter the distance. Makes no fucking.
No, wait.
difference.
That's right. The distance doesn't matter. The claim was that when you zoom in, you can bring ships back. Why has that ship not been brought back?
Well, it could be outside of the zoom capability of the
fucking
camera.
hell, man.
How? What? So your zoom
Fuck
capability
this,
has got
I'm
to do it. So with the zoom capability, basically just the bottom part of it just disappears, does it? But the top part stays in view. How does that work?
You guys don't follow that whole like things getting squished due to our perspective thing.
No, but it doesn't matter. How do you explain something disappearing from the bottom upwards? Explain
What do
it.
you mean it doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter. Why would something disappear from the bottom upwards?
Well, if I'm
How
looking
could that
down
possibly
the
be?
highway, if I'm looking down the highway and there's a bunch of light poles that are all the same size, but I look out in front of me at a distance and those light poles seem to converge and get much smaller, does that mean that they're
No,
actually
but they're
getting
getting
smaller?
smaller.
Or is that
Yeah,
just
but
my
yeah,
perception?
no. You're saying they're getting
Matt,
smaller,
let
but
him finish.
they're not disappearing from the bottom upwards, though, are they? They're still there. They're just smaller.
They're not correct, but in that example, right, it's not over water.
Well, that's
over
your
land.
that's your example, not mine.
Right.
Right. So you're the one that you use the light poles. So the light poles are just getting smaller, but they're not disappearing from the bottom upwards, are they? So you're saying you can zoom into them, right? Okay, fine. Use a telescope to zoom into them, but that still doesn't explain how they're disappearing from the bottom upwards. It's ridiculous.
I mean, makes sense to me.
Well, it makes so right. So something goes off in the distance, it's going to disappear from the bottom upwards, is it? You said yourself it goes smaller. You said that yourself, not me.
I mean, do you deny that a hallway converges due to your perception?
I'm not going to deny that, but it doesn't disappear from the bottom upwards, though, does it?
Or okay, and again, that's just an example, and then we're adding water to it. We're adding a whole bunch of water to the bottom of it, which has
but
a
it's
little
still
bit
not
of
going
different
to.
properties than just material, like
But it's still not. But it's still not going to disappear from the bottom upwards because he zoomed in with the camera and look, the bottom part of it's disappeared. Where is it?
Again, that you have
How
to know the
is that?
distance
No, it doesn't matter.
and the capabilities of the camera.
It doesn't matter. The bottom part has disappeared. It's gone. Where is it?
I disagree. I think it does matter.
No, it doesn't. How do you still haven't been able to explain why the bottom part has disappeared? It's gone. Where is it gone then?
You can see the top part very well.
Yeah, you can very clearly.
The bottom's too far away.
Yeah, but it's kind of like there's some water in the way. But where was it? Is it sunk maybe? Or do you think it's sinking? Is that what it is? Or is it a bulge of water that's just suddenly appeared when you zoom in?
He said.
But what we're looking at though in that picture there, we're looking at a physical curve there.
It's a demonstration of a physical curve, yeah, because it's going over the horizon. There's no other explanation that you can give for it for the bottom part of that ship disappearing.
Maybe that wouldn't satisfy you.
No, absolutely. You haven't come up with any satisfactory explanation, have you, at all? None.
Well,
Where has that
agree?
bottom of that
We're in
ship
agreement that your perception, at a distance converges things. Right?
At a distance, right? So, so at a distance, so it doesn't matter. So the further it goes away, things are going to disappear from the bottom upwards, Why not from the top upwards then? Using your logic.
Why not from the top upwards?
Exactly. Yeah. Why not? Using your logic, going by your logic, what you've just told me. Why wouldn't it disappear from the top upwards then?
I don't know. It's a good question. I would
Yeah.
have to
Think
do
about
some
it.
research on that.
Think
I
about it.
don't know that. I don't know
don't-
that it's actually like
So don't you think there's a more simple explanation that there's a curve that is going over the curve of the horizon? Would that not be a simpler explanation for you instead of having to think, "Well, that's a good question. I don't really know."
Well, I mean, you think blaming it on a curve is simpler than saying it has to do with your perception? And
I'm not blaming anything on anybody. I don't know. We're talking blaming something. I'm not blaming something. I'm explaining the simplest giving you the simplest explanation. The bottom of that ship has disappeared. Where has it gone? That's the question.
you believe it's being hidden by curving water.
It's got nothing to do with me believing. It's a logical explanation. It's got nothing to do with belief whatsoever. Because that bottom of that ship, even though he's zoomed in with the lens, with the camera, has gone. That's a fact. Are you going to deny that the bottom of that ship has gone?
He isn't doing that, is he? He's saying
No,
you've come up with a reason for that, and that is your belief. That reason, right?
No, it's just a logical explanation.
It's
It's not a belief at all.
Well, what makes it one and not the other?
Logic.
So is it something you hold to be true, or something you don't hold to be true?
I hold it to be true.
Right,
Why
so
would I
something
hold
you
it any other?
believe. How is it not something
Okay,
you believe?
call it a belief then.
Right.
Whatever, it doesn't matter, but it's still a logical explanation.
I don't know why you bothered to argue about that.
Okay, well, it's a simpler explanation then.
Well, is it?
I think so.
Okay.
Is what simpler?
That the ship is disappearing behind Earth curve rather than it's some effect of our own perception and atmosphere and eyesight, which is what Jem's fleet is saying.
Yeah, I think it's simpler. I think that the curving water is the simpler explanation. All the other things that they invoke to try to explain it away are convoluted and far more complex. It requires a lot more stuff that they can't explain, whereas just the curvature of the water explains the obstruction.
Easily.
It depends how far Fleet takes it, though. It depends how far his explanation extends beyond this, really.
Have we seen the video of people walking on a sidewalk where their legs start to disappear?
Yeah, why would we even bother to look at that?
When they start going out of focus, their legs start to disappear, yeah. And they start to shrink.
How do we know the
as they're going out of
sidewalk
focus.
How do we know the sidewalk is completely level? We don't. So it's just you have to reject it from the start for that reason alone.
We've all seen the coin on the table as well, guys. Let's not deny
What
that.
about over a frozen lake?
I shrunk a whole D-cell battery over a 5.
There is some optical effect that is causing this.
No, there isn't. Don't be silly.
Yes, it is. It's called smushing.
It might be an optical effect with the camera.
God, lemon babbit.
Lemon term.
Oh no, you should be shot just for that.
So, Fleet, what is your explanation? If it's not the curvature that it appears to be, that's the simplest thing. When you look at it, that's what it looks like. So what are you saying that it is then? What causes the bottom to disappear, but not the top that we can still see when they're both basically the same distance away? So what are you saying it is?
When did you say they're the same distance?
I think you're both saying curvature. One's saying that the ground is curving, the other is saying that the light is curving.
No, I thought Fleet here is kind of arguing the flat Earth position.
No, he's on the
fence.
The light is curving. that the ground is straight and that the light is curving.
He's on the
giving
fence,
the appearance of a curving ground, I guess.
Is
Right?
that what you're saying, Fleet? You think the light is
Fleet,
bending
is
in
that
that
what you're
way?
saying?
Well, refraction is something again that I'm kind of just learning about, so I don't have a deep understanding of it. But I would just go. I think the simpler explanation for me is that it has to do with the limitation of your eyesight, and just the way all of that the air and the water and that distance is all working together to make
I
it.
can't help you anymore.
That's what we're after. How? Have you seen the cruise ship example? Has that been posted yet? Where it appears to be sinking
I think
in the
flash
ocean.
burn. I think that's what I'm looking at right now. 1253, 53.
So why is
There's a
the
cruise ship
big
and
part
here's
of
a
it
cruise missile.
gone, but the small parts are
And here's
stacked,
Tom Cruise.
still visible? Why are they still visible? But the bottom is obstructed. How does that occur?
Well, that's your perception. That's just how.
Well, what does that mean? That's your perception. Why are you seeing it that way? Why are you perceiving it that way?
Because as that
Please.
cruise ship is moving out further away from where you can see, everything else is converging to that point, right? So there's more stuff just getting. And anyway,
dude,
don't
is
they
the bottom farther away than what you can see?
Is the top further away than what?
No, it's the case that the bottom has got a solid next to it that mushes into each other. Above the ship is clear air. Now, if it had a roof going to the top of the ship, you would get the same effect from the top down as we get from the bottom up.
Gibberish.
No,
So
it's
anyway,
not.
Fleet. Is the top that you see closer than the bottom that we don't see, and the bottom that is much larger? And
is
why,
the top closer?
If the water, one more, please. If the water is not obstructing it, then why can't you resolve this with more zoom? Greater
Would you say?
magnification
Oh, go ahead.
to bring it into view.
Would you say that in the second to last frame before everything gets redded out there, that you can see more clearly the red, white, and blue tower versus the tower that's on the front of the ship?
What frame are you referring to?
It's the second to last frame right before it read that one right there before it reads everything out.
That one right there. Where is that one right there?
It may be going at a different frame, so it's starting, but at the end there's the last frame is it reads out the two towers. It'd be the frame right before that.
I posted a picture of what he's talking about.
I still don't understand this. So what's the point? The one that says, "and it's gone," where you're still seeing the part that's above the horizon.
Yeah, the one in the front there, which is towards the front of the ship, which is further away from you. Picture, it to me looks more obstructed than the tower to the back. Now that may just be where the camera got the picture, right? When you see heat and the waves coming off the street or whatever, or off your car when it's really hot, and the same thing with the ocean. There's a lot of that going on. They talk about you can't use the sextant below 20 degrees or whatever because of the refraction.
Can we not call that obstruction, please? That's not obstruction. Obstruction is the portion that's below the water in the frame that's blocked by the water.
Well, I mean, it is also, I mean, you can't clearly see the top of the ship, and that may just be the picture too, but I think if you were out on the water, I mean, maybe again in this camera lens it may bring it clear, but you're still, as it's going out, it's still going to become more and more obscured by that wavy refractiveness
That
of
image
the
you're talking,
converging
no matter
horizon.
how,
Yeah, that
no matter how much you zoom
that's
in on that, you're not going to bring back any more of the bottom of the ship that is obstructed by the water. That is the point, and that is the thing that you guys have failed to address. You guys as a group for what, 7 years now, at least.
so that was something interesting you said there. As the top moves down towards the horizon, why does that ship appear to be going downhill as it moves away from you?
Well, again, that like, why does a hallway appear to converge downwards
Well,
when you look out towards
I'm,
it?
I'm talking about dropping below your eye level. A hallway doesn't do that.
What do you mean dropping below your eye level?
As it moves away from you, it's dropping in your vision as if it's going downhill as it moves away from you.
Yeah, and I have to testify. I've had 2 P900s, and every time I zoom in, I can never bring anything actually to be, what was hidden on the bottom to actually be seen again with ships disappearing.
And the ceiling that's above you is not going to cross and go below your eye level.
Correct.
It doesn't go below your eye level, correct? But also, I don't think this picture is showing anything going below your eye level.
And where's it going?
This is a zoomed-in picture from a camera. So again, it's
bottom
not
of the
what
boat
you would
is clearly
see.
smushed into an infinite point, while the top is not smushed.
Why are you retarded?
But it's not what you
Top's
would
got
see
nothing.
if you were
The
out
top
there.
has got nothing to smush into. That is why.
And also, you're closer to the ground. So like in the hallway, for example, the ceiling is like what, 6 feet, 9 feet up, versus you're on the ground, and the sky is how much higher can you go up to the ground? So there's a lot more of the sandwich of the sky coming down into your view versus the ground, right? So there may be a little bit of dip, and then as you get more up towards wherever the middle of it is, it gets more to the middle of your eyesight. It may always have a little bit of dip. I don't know, but
So would you say that and I'll even give you, say, the horizon's at eye level initially before the boat starts disappearing. So that would be representative of what we would call eye level. But as the boat moves away and is obstructed, the body of that boat is dropping below your eye level. You can't deny that.
It appears to be, but it's not. It is all merging together. And because you've got a platform under it, it merges into the platform. There is nothing above the boat to merge into the top.
Yeah, and I look at this here with this guy walking away on the football field. Now, can somebody explain that? Why, if that football field is flat, which we don't know, how does that work there? Is it the blades of grass are just covering them up due to perspective, coming together?
What's the level of that camera?
It's happening right in front of me now as a van is going away from me. The gap between the bumper and the floor is reducing, but the gap above it to the sky is not. It's an optical effect that we have.
Yeah, it's known as an optical
illusion. It
illusion.
looks like that van's bumper now is dragging on the floor. It's not, obviously. It's just an optical effect.
Hey, Mr. Reality, are you free to hop in your car and go to your local high school and check out their football field? I want you to get down and check it out for yourself.
Wouldn't you say, Curve, that they probably design it to have some type of rain runoff? So it probably wouldn't be
Absolutely. That's our point. That's what we've been saying the whole time.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah. I was wondering. So the closer you get to the ground, the more dramatic you'll be able to tell the curve, right? I mean, with your camera.
There are puddles in middles of roads, though, at times. Yeah.
Well, yeah. What about the salt flats? How far do you think you could actually, like, let's say you get an inch off the ground. Of course, you're dealing with heat probably there, so never mind. It's probably a lot of distortion. Let's say you get a foot off the ground in the salt flats, and you drive away in like a van or car or something, or somebody on a bicycle. If it's, even though they call it the salt flats, it's still supposed to be curved, right? I mean,
yeah, they pretty much follow the curvature of the earth, the salt settling out, left after the water evaporated away. It should be relatively level, and there's not much change in elevation on the salt flats. That's why they call them flat. It's not about being plain or flat. It's about the lack of change of elevation.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, because I hear about them saying that there's no, like, the water kind of sits on it and it doesn't move in any
I've got an image of that
because
actually.
and so if it would
because
be,
it's
that it would be thicker, or not thicker, but deeper in other areas, showing a slope in the terrain, right?
Well, it's pretty much a level surface, which is curved according to the gravitational field of the earth.
Unfortunately, we don't observe that curvature. That's the problem. Yeah, the curvature is not observed on the flat salt lakes.
So do you have measurements of planar flatness of the salt flats there, Jin?
Yeah, I've got an image if you want it, but I'm just trying to find it.
Is the image a measurement, Jin?
It's not a measurement, but it is an expanse, and you have someone walking, and the reflection and everything's perfect, right?
But let's say
you don't see any distortion.
What about
from a curvature?
What about the mountains? Sometimes, let's say if there was mountains in the background and there was water, and then the reflection of the mountain, is there any, like, severe distortion at all due to a bend?
You might even remember the movie. What's that movie with Stanley Kubrick? It's called. Come on, what's on it?
Moon landings.
The Shining. The Shining. The Shining. The opening scene. The opening scene in The Shining. You got the mountain. The reflection is absolutely perfect of a lake. Perfect.
What?
No distortion there. Scene in the Shining by Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah, but is the reflection
the theme song that's playing is something to do, is related to death funeral kind of music, and then the scene itself, when you look at it clearly and they draw the outline, it makes an A reference to Apollo. So it was a deliberate picture, and the reflection was like, perfect. There was no distortion there.
Well, doesn't the salt flats allow you to actually have, like, in some areas, like 100 miles of reflection of the mountains, or am I wrong? Is that width?
That might be right. I'm not sure the dimensions there. That might be right. But the thing is, if you're looking at the reflection, you'll notice how perfect it is. Just like a mirror perfect.
Yeah.
If it was curved, as you know,
got 100 miles of curvature, right, from your position. Well, 100 miles to allow it to affect the image of the mountain. I'm just wondering, like, what that would actually do, or if it will do anything, like an upside down spoon, or.
Well, I mean, I'm going by the mirrors that we see at the circus, and that. When you see a curved mirror, you see, you look at a spoon. You look at a spoon at your image on a shiny spoon. Your image is curved. It's distorted.
I'm
noticeable distortion.
I'm undecided on whether or not you're a Poe, but completely decided that Brian is definitely a Paul.
Brian is death.
A Paul. Brian is definitely a Paul. A Paul.
So my point is, at what distance would it actually, if something was curved and it's reflecting an image that's sitting on top of it, what distance would it take before you'd actually observe some type of distortion?
I think you'd observe. I think you would observe it from ground level. I mean, look at this picture now. Look at the picture I've just posted. Can you see it in general? Look at that picture. Beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, that is a mirror image of what we're looking at there. There's no distortion going on there. Hey. Oh, I posted. Hang on a second. I posted it in the wrong one. My bad. My bad. I posted it in the wrong one. Sorry, I'm a bit of a wally there. I posted it in the wrong one. What a wally. Hang on a second. More main chat box. Okay, here we go again. Will it go this time? And of course, we have a slowdown on the Wi-Fi. So it's going to take a couple of minutes to get it going.
Jen, I've got 6 cornetos.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you use them for? There you go. Can you see the image now?
What do you use what for?
Look at that.
Cornetos?
Beautiful
Fucking
image.
eat them, you
Beautiful
cunt.
image, Jin. Absolutely beautiful
Okay.
image. Beautiful example of specular reflection. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Well, you
that
don't
is
know what a
beautiful, isn't it?
corneto is, Jen.
No, what is it?
It's
I don't think
fucking
I've
ice
eaten it.
cream.
No, yeah, I don't eat ice cream, man. That's not my
Cornetto.
world.
You
He's
don't
just
know
saying it
what a
with a funny
cornetto
accent.
is.
He's talking about a cornetto.
Yeah, I don't do
He
it.
just has a funny
That stuff.
accent. Yeah.
I don't have a funny accent. It's
So,
a very
yeah, I know what
serious
a
accent.
cornetto is.
So, Jin, you know
Yeah,
Fleet.
saying it now he
I
understands.
don't know
me.
if you know Fleet here. He's on the fence, he said.
You couldn't understand me saying
Yeah.
cornetto. Oh, I got a
What's
text.
No,
that?
you did.
What are
Yeah,
you
I
saying?
didn't hear you properly. I just didn't hear you properly. I didn't hear the cornetto. I didn't hear
Yeah,
the net.
it's a funny accent, Jin. It's really hard to pick
Didn't
up on.
connect.
Oh, in yes.
So,
I love the Scottish accent. If it's Scottish, I love it. Don't worry.
It's
It's
unusual.
just that I was in a London Scottish regiment, so I am accustomed to listening to the Scottish accent. It's just that I didn't quite catch the cornetto, so I lost it. And like I said, do I eat ice creams? When was the last time? Years and years and years and years and years ago. So,
Years
you know.
and years and years and years and years and years ago. You don't eat ice cream? What?
No, I don't.
In.
No.
alright, funny.
Oh, cough
Right.
chemo, you fucking cunt.
Right.
Just because
So
you're
now
not
you're
fucking
on. Now
part
you're
of
on the
this.
fence. Who's that's on
You
the
fucking
fence?
prick.
And why?
Alright, so
Why would you be on the
They're
fence?
Everett's got it. That's right.
This
That's
guy,
it. Mine are strawberry.
guy here called James Fleet. Under James.
Oh, fuck off. Fuck James Fleet. Fuck you. You're a
And
cunt. Both of you.
he's on the fence,
And
he
he-
said, Jim.
Somebody's upset.
He's not on the. He's
Why would you
absolutely
be on
not
the
on the
fence?
fucking fence. He's in Betty's. He's a part of the inner circle. He's confirmed flat earther. He's fucking spastic.
Oh, you're not on the fence, Fleet.
I mean, I would say, yeah, I'm probably not as much
No,
on the
I've
fence
been
as-
saying it.
But hey, I still can accept information. I'm not set in stone, bro. I'm still willing to have the conversation. I'm not gonna
Oh,
sit here.
but you're not. But you're not really, are you? Because you just come up with bullshit excuses. Like, we need to know the distance. We need to know the capabilities of the camera. Why? Why do you need to know that? And if you were given that information, you wouldn't know what to do with it anyway.
Because we don't just believe things like you.
Fuck up, Joby, you wee prick. You can fuck off and all.
Well, that sounds real
I
scientific.
understood exactly what you said there. Fuck off, you wee prick. You understand fuck all. See? There you go.
Yes, there you go.
Chris, what's happened?
Nothing's happened. What? I don't know what you mean.
Losing his mind as usual,
He's
King.
saying your attitude has changed somewhat in a split second.
I just got a puppy and it ran away with my phone. That must have been it.
Yeah, if you're on the fence, fair enough. If you're not on the fence, but you're still looking for the globe, you'll never find it because it doesn't exist. Okay? what you see. I mean, look at the pictures we just posted to you. You know, if you're on a globe, you wouldn't see perfectly beautiful mirrors like that, mirror images like that. You just wouldn't see it. Not on a spinning ball. You just wouldn't. Impossible.
Why wouldn't you see it on a spinning ball, Jim?
Because the curvature, which is lacking in everything when we look for it, would be interfering with the image, of course.
So why do we see things obstructed, Jim?
Sorry?
I said, why do we see things?
I don't know why you sound pissed off. It's your fucking model, not mine. It's not my fucking model.
Yeah, relax.
You fucking work it out.
Yeah, why do we see things?
Get stroppy with me, mate. Don't give me any of that stroppy shit. Don't give me your stroppy lip, mate. It's your model.
She's not going to take that shit from you.
What you need to do is to shut us flat over stuff. Is just go bring us the evidence, and then we'll shut up. We'll salute you and say, yeah, you were right. I was wrong. Okay? But until that day, earnestly, as fast as you can, go get the proof. Or shut your lip. Fucking hell.
None of you guys bring up like the fact that right.
Go on.
Did I disconnect there?
Go on.
Check that. Did I disconnect here?
No, you
Sorry, you're
said,
connected. You're connected.
First, you bring up the fact. What fact?
Oh, I said you guys don't bring up the fact like when somebody says flat Earth that oh it can't be flat because of mountains, right?
Yeah, it's a misconception. What it is that we're saying the topography, the top of the Earth, the surface of the Earth is flat indeed. No measurable curvature, as you well know. Of course, there's hills and valleys, mountains and rivers, but 71% of Earth is water, and that water is generally level, isn't it? Sea level.
Right.
It's level, but they ain't flat. That's
Why
just
is it
it.
that
Jim.
most flat earthers have gone back on a lot of the claims that you guys used to make?
You never measured the water to be flat, Jim. So where's your evidence?
We can see great distances on the surface of the over the surface of the ocean.
Yeah, that's all good and true. Where's your measurement?
And we have never experienced going over a curve on the ocean. For example, I left in the 70s with my mum and dad and my family.
Let him finish.
We left the UK, Portsmouth. We left Portsmouth to go to Nigeria. 2 weeks, and we never experienced going over the curve.
What would the experience going? What would that be
Would it
like?
be like going? It would be just like going on a roller coaster ride, basically, on a larger scale. No,
Right. So you don't understand the curvature, and therefore
I
it
do
cannot
understand the curvature. Don't talk out your ass.
You literally just told us you don't get it.
A ball is a ball is a ball is a ball, no matter what size the ball is. And the thing is,
That's exactly right.
You literally just told us you don't get it, Jim.
The attitude
Fuck
of
off, sort
the
your
ship leaving the UK, going to West Africa. I'm going down
humiliation
on the ball now. We're going down the ball now. So as far as I'm concerned, the ship's attitude would change. Everything would slide off the deck. Come on, man, you're talking out your ass. You haven't. Yes, exactly. I'm glad you're laughing because it's your model. That is how I understand it. Your model. So I'm glad you're laughing.
Deliberately, come on, man. You can't
that
be
you're laughing because that's how it is.
Jen,
Jesus Christ.
Which way is down on a sphere?
Don't ask me such a stupid
No. Can you answer the question?
I'm not going to answer that question. I am not going to answer that
question. They're not
going
to answer the question. Hold on. Here's an easier one.
I'll answer it for him.
Jen, you played football, or what we in America call soccer. Show me the universal top of any soccer ball, please.
That would be where you insert the ear, the valve at which you insert the ear would be the top.
That is not the universe.
Where a ping pong ball then?
Ball.
Where is it on a ping pong ball then?
I answered your question.
Where is it on a ping pong ball then?
It will be when you look at the logo of the brand of the ping pong ball. It will be
it is. It doesn't have a logo on it.
Yeah, ping pong balls don't have a logo on it.
No, most ping pong balls don't have a logo on.
Hang on. If I take it on face value, it would be the top. When I see it, the top is the top where I look at it.
That's not
so
what I
the
asked
top
you.
could be anywhere.
That'll
on
be the
it, then.
top pole, yeah.
Right.
The top
right.
could be anywhere, right?
So I decided that. Yeah.
You
Okay,
decided subjectively.
But you
That's
could
why
twist the ball around in your fingers, and now the top would be in a different part of it, right?
Yes, because
Can somebody look at them images of
That's correct. Yeah. Yes. And the question was, Jen, I asked for the universal top of any, of those balls. The valve where you insert the spine to put more air into it is not the universal top. That's your subjective top.
No,
that will be
that's
the
the
top.
top.
That
He's
will
right.
be the
It's
top
the
of
top.
the. That will be the universal top. Everybody would.
No,
know
it would.
Yep,
No, it
I
would
agree.
not.
I
Anyone,
agree.
if anyone with any ounce of logic would say that would be the
Yeah,
top.
I agree with you, Jen. I agree.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a fuck if you agree, because two people on the end.
He's 100% right.
Somebody have a look
That's
at
why I
them
agree.
images.
No, he's not 100% right. That's his subjective idea. Where does it say this is the top?
Somebody have a look at them
I
images.
tell you where it says it because of the way the logo's written. You know, you
Yeah,
got
it's
your
common
brand,
sense.
Adidas, right there. Adidas 5-star Super Bowl, and then the valve is at the top. You know,
Yep.
come on.
Global common sense.
The brand makers decided it. Don't be
And there's a conversation taking place. Shut up.
Can somebody have a look at them images and see if the roof rack smushes into the top of the van?
Brian, we're talking about soccer balls.
So just because the maker decided to put a logo in a particular position doesn't make it universally the top.
Jen, let me ask you a question. In our model, the way we
because if you ask
understand it,
anybody, any child, to orientate that ball level according to its logo, they're going to put it like that, and the valve is going to be at the top.
Well, if there's no logo, if there's no logo on the ball, on the ping pong ball, where is the top, Jen?
Where the logo is. Every ball has a logo. Anyway,
No, they do not.
I don't.
I can point you out to 35 different fucking ping pong balls that don't have a logo on them. They don't have anything on them. They're white.
Those balls are fakes.
Yeah, that's not a real ball, is it?
The top of the
Don't have a logo on it with offset colours.
okay, let me ask you a question really quick. Let me
Where I
let
decided it to be then.
Hello.
me ask
There's a
Jen.
conversation going on here, if you don't mind.
Hold on, Jen. The way we understand it in our model, where is down? The way we understand it, where does down point towards?
I don't understand your bizarro world. It's not logical.
I thought you
You
did.
tell me it's your
I thought
fucking
you just said you did.
Your down turns into an up.
I didn't say that at all. I said to you that I'm not going to answer
Okay,
that question.
the way we
That's what I
understand
said.
it,
Don't talk shit.
where does down point towards in our model?
Your down turns into an up.
Okay, where is
Yeah.
that down point towards?
It's lunacy. Your down turns
But you
into
told
an
me
up.
it's your model, not
If
mine.
you understand the model, it's a simple question.
Where it's down on your
No,
model.
for me, my down never turns into an up. No, it doesn't.
What if you go straight through the earth?
The way
Down,
we
down,
understand
down,
it in
down.
our model,
Does your
To
down
the
then
ground,
turn into an
period.
up?
Down to the ground. It's not
no,
to
the way
center,
we
not
the
to
way
the
we
center of
understand
the
it in our
core of your
model,
earth that you haven't
down
proven.
points
No
towards the
curvature
center
yet.
of the earth. Everywhere on
And then
earth,
if you keep
it
going,
points towards the center of the earth. That is down in our
Unfortunately, that
model.
hasn't
From
been
a that's from an
substantiated.
outside point of
It
view.
hasn't
isn't it?
been
If you're on the
That's how
substantiated.
surface,
we understand it.
if you're on the surface of the earth, then down is pointing relative to the center, so it changes depending on where you're at on the surface
Yeah.
of the earth.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
but unfortunately, that itself hasn't been
That is
substantiated.
how we
It
understand
hasn't
it.
been
Okay.
substantiated at all.
yeah, it's
You
complete
haven't proven it,
nonsense.
though. It
Your
hasn't
down
Whether you
turns
think,
into
whether
an
or
up.
not you think it's complete
It's
nonsense, that's how
lunacy.
it works in our model.
It's not complete nonsense. This is coherent conversation with you here. You haven't proven the Earth as a spherical
The
ball.
elementary
So
lack of
you're
understanding of
you're
this
talking
concept,
out of line.
Brian, is
You're
lunacy.
talking incoherently. You're lost. You're
That's
washed
true.
up in your heliocentric nonsense. It
I
hasn't
completely
been
agree.
And
proven.
regardless
That's
of how
the
you
problem.
how you think
That's
it
why
is,
we
that's
flat
how we
earthers are here.
understand it.
We're here bringing up your anomalies that, listen, the center of the core, which is supposed to be 4,000 miles deep, there There's no way we have the technology to know that. We don't measure the Earth as a spherical ball. We don't live on a ball. We don't experience the ball.
Well, regardless of all that other stuff you believe,
all the weapons in the military, the Navy, the airports, prove that the Earth is a leveled plane.
Sure about that?
We
Exactly.
have to assume the
now
Earth
you're
is level.
shotgunning, throwing stuff out there.
No, he's right.
No,
He's
I'm telling
100%
you.
right.
No, he's not. No,
Yes,
he's not
he is.
right. No, he's not.
120%
He's
correct.
absolutely
Carry on,
right.
Jim.
They use it as a flat level, non-rotating plane. Absolutely.
The problem is a lot of
There is
these,
never any
manuals
deviations.
for
There
firing
we go now. A
stations
lot of these
include.
manuals that
No one
he's
cares
never
about the
seen.
manuals. No one cares about the manuals.
He's never seen the manuals.
Oh, nobody
anyway.
cares. So you said nobody cares about the manuals. So a lot of these manuals have tables that include corrections for curvature.
No, they don't.
No, they don't. No, they
Oh,
don't.
God.
You see,
How
now
many
you're gonna
times
have
have we
to
shown you this?
Ask a soldier when he's consulted the
Yeah,
field
I'll
manual
ask
when he's
myself
about
because I've seen these
when he's
manuals
about to take a
myself.
shot. Hey, sir,
Ask myself
ask
because I've
a
seen these
soldier.
manuals myself.
Ask a
Yeah.
real soldier, a sniper, for example.
Hey, Earth
if
is
he
life.
if he ever took the field manual into consideration when he was taking a long shot.
Hey, Earth is life.
Yeah, looking at the table.
Or was he more concerned? Was he more concerned? Was he more concerned with things like windage,
told me yes.
things like bullet spin drift? I think he was more concerned with those things. He never took his
land navigation manuals.
Nobody takes their field manual out and let's see if the Earth is moving at this particular rate or if it's curving at this particular. How am I going to make this shot?
I'll wait till you're done.
Nobody does that. No soldier has ever done that, sir. You're out of your league here, sir. Carry on.
Stop talking. Yeah. Stop talking for a second, okay? So there's land navigation manuals that we use that absolutely take the curvature of the Earth into account.
Wrong.
And they even mention Polaris and how it drops 1 degree per 69 miles.
Who is we?
Which is impossible.
We, U.S. soldiers.
Yeah, well, you're talking shit. You're talking.
I can show you the land navigation manual if you'd like.
Please present us with such a manual, please. Just go present us with the manual.
You better not be engaging. You better not be engaging in stolen valor here, sir. You have heard of the Stolen Valor Act, haven't you?
Really?
I really hope you're not doing this, sir.
Oh, guys,
This would be reprehensible.
I don't think you want to go down this road, buddy.
Guys,
this would be reprehensible.
Nobody in the U.S. military thinks the Earth is a globe.
No.
Shut up, Joe.
This would be terrible
we
of
can
you,
get you
sir.
the artillery manuals with the Coriolis tables in them. That's no problem.
This guy is accusing me of stolen valor.
I'm going to do one better. I'm going to give you testimonies from such said pilots and weapons experts that tell you that they don't take anything into consideration.
Right. And when you do that, because that was how Presenters got wrecked, right? When you do that, you will include the calibers and ranges fired upon. And then we will talk. Okay?
You don't
get accused of stolen valor.
Nowhere in them charts or spin or Coriolis, there is nothing in their charts. It's nonsense.
I'm going to post a video that I made a long time ago.
Hogwash.
You post evidence.
Also, did somebody accuse me of stolen valor? Who was that?
I said you better not be engaging in stolen valor. I said you better not be. Listen to what I said.
Yeah, and it wasn't me. Yeah.
What do you know about the U.S. military?
Let me just, before we go any further, let me just remind you, it is a rule of the server that we do not make criminal accusations unless we have evidence. So
nobody made an accusation.
Stolen valor is a criminal offence in the United States. Unless you have evidence that this has occurred, shut the fuck up.
Thick face. Nobody accused anyone.
Could we turn that on its head, though, right? And ask.
I said you better not be engaging. You better not
I actually
be. I
believe
didn't say he
Jensen
was.
I think he did.
So listen. Open your ears, fuckface.
Oh, Globus. Yeah. Of course, nobody's engaging in stolen valor, and I can say up front I never served. I have fired some very long-range rifles, but I have not served in any military.
I have served, and I currently serve.
Right.
Serve better, please.
Hardly stolen valor, is it?
Do you take any deviation of Coriolis into when you're taking a shot?
Yes, Brian, we did.
Brian.
Yeah,
For one, I'm not a sniper.
Yes, Brian, as we fired the 338 Lapua and the 50 calibers at 2 kilometer ranges, we did take some spin into consideration. That's correct.
Right.
What a line.
You have to
Your
know
line
which way you're
standard,
pointing then.
Yeah, we were shooting north. That's the direction we're allowed to shoot at that range.
Listen to the conversation. He's lying. You can tell.
Bullshit, mate, because you're the only person that does.
No, it's literally it's literally in the 2 mile King of 2 Mile competition. It's shown on the screen.
So Brian's just going to hand wave and call you a liar. That's the way they deal with it. They just hand wave it and call you a liar.
Yeah, I know.
You're a liar. No, you can.
So are you saying then that bullets deviate from the Earth's spin? They haven't got stored momentum in the bullet.
Brian,
is that what you're saying?
So real quick, not only is it absolutely true, Nicholas Irving is one of the best snipers, one of the most world-renowned snipers, and he goes through extensively when and how with third Ranger or second Ranger Battalion, 75th Ranger Regiment, when and how they went through long-range sniper training, which they do it twice a year, and the Coriolis effect that's applied of shots taken outside of a mile that he personally has taken. So you have all of that documentation.
A bullet hasn't got conservation of momentum in it. Then is that what you're saying?
To call this man a liar and that he's the only one that's ever said it, I'm pointing out is not true.
A not actual deviation. The Coriolis effect would never affect the bullet. It's a not actual deflection.
Of course it does.
You know what? Shut up.
Now, to answer the question that Brian was asking.
No, Brian's misses.
No, she's just flipped. Has a bullet got conservation of momentum? Has a bullet got conservation of momentum in it?
Yes, Brian, it has conservation of momentum.
Yes.
The problem being that when you work the lathe, so you know this. When you work on something that's thick, you use lesser revs than when you work on something that's thinner, because the tangential speed is what you're using for your cutting speeds. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's that got to do with momentum?
Perfect.
I suggest you look up FM 6.
Can I finish my damn point? Now, when I fire my bullet from 45 degrees north to somewhere that is a lesser circumference relative to the rotation, that place is going to be moving at less speed. So my bullet will be conserving the momentum of where it was fired from, but the target will have the speed of where it is at. So there is an apparent curving. Yes.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. So this would happen with a plane as well, then?
No.
As a plane goes north, it stores the momentum up of where it took off, and it deviates as it goes further north. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, Brian.
Now you're just ignoring
Well, that's not what we say,
saying.
is it?
In
That's
the
not
case,
what we say.
Brian, in the case of a plane, it's not going very fast and it's taking a long time.
Well, this is a good one. Check this out.
Wouldn't
That
that
Coriolis
affect
change.
A plane is not ballistics, and we were talking about how it's applied to ballistics, not powered flight.
Yes.
Because
we calculated this with Blue Marble. With Bob, Dr. Bob. It's equivalent to a 4 mile per hour crosswind. If you go due north or due south from 45, 4 mile per hour crosswind. You know that the jet streams are like 200 miles.
That's nuts. Crazy.
Planes come with little rudders that can fix that easily.
Hey, look at the part of the manual I put in the chat. From FM 6-40. The top of it says, corrections to range in meters to compensate for the rotation of the Earth.
Bullshit.
Yeah. It kind of
That's just bullshit, right? Even though you just claimed it's not in any manual.
Now, Jen,
it's bullshit.
Jen, if you're firing a machine gun, like a large caliber machine gun,
why are we dealing with like machine guns? This is mostly applied with like artillery and stuff. Like most snipers don't take shots outside maximum of a 1,000 meters.
That's absolutely.
It's inside. Okay, so we're talking about the few, other than at the range, with their unit, have ever had to take a shot outside of 1,000 meters, because the majority of wars have been fought in urban fucking situations. Oh wait, the last 20 years we've been fighting.
And
so,
even if they hadn't, snipers would still be the rare select few of any army, right?
Right.
There's going to be a fuck ton of grunts and cooks and all kinds of people, and then one sniper, right?
Right. So when we apply it to something that consistently, on a continuous basis, takes precision shots and area shots well outside of a mile, and it's specifically in their fucking manual, Jen, you can't just call bullshit, because guess what? It's applied with every.
Bullshit. The Earth is not rotating.
You can't say it's bullshit when it's applied.
We have experts
every fucking
that are
shot.
unable to prove the Earth is a rotational spinning ball.
Mark Sargent's little fucking friend.
Okay.
Mark Sargent's little friend,
if
I remember correctly, was shown to be a liar.
If that's the case, I'm going to give you an opportunity to win $20,000, because my friend,
I don't need $20,000.
A weapons expert, has thrown down a challenge back in 2016. It's still there for someone.
What weapons expert?
Anyone, whoever it is, military man like yourselves. You've got the manual. You've got your stuff. Go meet Flat Earth Sherman and get $20,000.
Okay, hold on. Just let me check. Right. Hold on. I just want to check on the details of this, though. Who is the judge of Flat Earth Sherman's challenge?
He invites you to bring a solicitor with your money, and you will sign it in front of witnesses. He is a military man himself.
Okay, but who will actually get to judge if the challenge has been fulfilled?
Everyone. Anyone who is welcome to judge. Anyone.
All right, so if I bring my mate along and I do it, and my mate says, yeah, he's done it, Flat Earth Sherman will accept it.
You're going to be
Flat Earth Sherman will say, oh, his mate said it. His mate said it, it's happened.
There's going to be Flat Earthers and Globe Earthers are going to be there.
Do you think the person who is the judge actually of Flat Earth Sherman's challenge is Flat Earth Sherman?
It's a challenge. It's legal.
Tell the truth.
It's above board.
Tell the truth. Is there anybody? Has he mentioned anybody at all?
Question.
Jin, it's not a stupid question. Has he mentioned anyone at all as a judge of this challenge apart from himself?
He's going to bring his friends and his team. You're going to bring your friend and your team.
However, so what you're saying is we should all go in a challenge where the judge of the challenge has a $20,000 incentive to say that you haven't passed the challenge. Good. Yet we're queuing up for that deal, Jim.
You got $20,000 coming your way if you can prove it.
This is like me going to the casino, putting all my money on red, and then the casino not letting me look at the table, and I just have to rely on them deciding whether I've won or not.
No, Jim, can I help
that
challenge?
That's ridiculous.
No, Jim,
no, it's the same thing. Well,
it's
the person giving out the prize is the person deciding if the prize has been won. How is that ever going to work?
It's a legal challenge. It's
not a legal challenge in any way. There's nothing legal about it.
Yeah, and a solicitor.
Oh yeah, well, why is there a judge?
Well then, what he needs to do, what he should do, if it's a legal challenge, because there are such things. I'm in a competition to win a £3.5 million house. The £3.5 million house actually exists. A team of solicitors already handling the competition. So what he should do, shut up. What he should do is he should produce his $20,000. He should go and take it to the lawyer. Shut up. He should take it to the lawyer. He should hand it over to the lawyer. He should agree a set of rules with the lawyer, and his $20,000 should stay with the lawyer until the challenge has been met, or not. He could set a deadline, say if it's not been done in 5 years, I'll take my $20,000 back. But of course, he hasn't done that at all, has he? And don't lie and say he did, because we know if that was true, you would have said it at the start of this and not at the end of it. Now I've made you look silly.
At the start, because you guys
Hey, Jim.
the fucking wallet.
Hey, Jim, and what should be done is there should be a panel or a single independent judge, not one with any bias for this asshole or somebody else. There should be a set of rules with a judge that would agree whether the challenge has been met or not. Not his fucking friend.
No, Jim, can we have the specifics of this challenge? Because it sounds a little interesting. I'm sure if we can find a location,
I'm just trying to get the challenge up for you now. Yes, it's coming shortly. Just give it within 30 seconds or less. It'll be coming towards you.
It will be ridiculous. Whatever it is, it will be ridiculous.
Straight.
Yeah, it is.
Fucking computer.
Now, Jim.
Bang. There you go. There's your challenge. $20,000. Easy money for you guys.
And
got your manuals.
It would be easy money.
Look at the video.
The whole point.
It looks like it involves hiring some aircraft.
It's the first 10 minutes.
And flying them at different latitudes. Is that right? Am I guessing that right?
Well, Jen, looks like I already won.
The first 10 minutes is all about the challenge.
Isn't that the one that McToon busted?
Jen, I pointed out the flaw in your "it would be easy" thing because he doesn't have an independent, a person that is not specifically, involved to decide one way or the other.
He does have someone who's been bribed $20,000 though to say that you haven't done it.
That can easily be arranged. That can easily
we should definitely trust him.
That can easily be arranged.
Then he should have arranged it.
Definitely trust him.
Why hasn't he arranged it then?
He's right there.
If it's so easy to arrange, why hasn't
for someone to pick up the challenge?
Why hasn't he arranged?
Waiting for someone to pick up the challenge.
Oh, nobody's going to because he hasn't made the necessary arrangements, has he?
If you are so confident in your proof,
Jen,
that shouldn't
why
be
would I take?
I'm very confident. I'm very confident that this person is dishonest and will cheat. That's what I'm confident in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Without any criminal proof, you should shut your big gob, you cunt.
I just know the nature of these challenges, and this one meets all the criteria of those, doesn't it?
To your standards.
He gets to decide who wins his challenge.
It's called illegitimate. It's illegitimate.
And stick to your standards, yeah?
It's a bullshit challenge. It's a bullshit challenge that he knows no one will undertake, and its only purpose is so retards like you can say this challenge has been there for 5 years. Shut up, Jen. Its only purpose is so retards like you can say this challenge has been there for 5 years and nobody's met it. This totally unfair, totally cheating, dishonest, idiotic, moronic, impossible, absurd challenge has been there for 5 years and nobody's met it. And I put credence into that for some lunatic reason. Go ahead, Mong.
The flat of Sherman is a man of impeccable integrity. You can see his face.
He's not. He's a bullshitter.
No, he's not.
He's a bullshitter.
He lays down the challenge so that you can see who he is. And if you have any queries within the challenge, it can be addressed amongst gentlemen. He did mention the word the lawyer, so there's a witness there already. So he's actually keeping everything clean and above board. It's you dishonest
I can mention lawyer anytime I want.
That are skeptic.
I can mention lawyer in any challenge all I want, but if I don't set it up with a set of standards in which somebody a panel or an individual. Hey, why are you interrupting? So I can set up a challenge where there's a standard in which I am the one judging, but that would be biased. If he was a man of impeccable integrity and knows how to set up a challenge, then it would be an independent panel of judges or individual judge. It absolutely is biased. It's set up in a way that he is the judge. Him and his friends are really, because him and his friends are the fucking judge, not independent.
Bring your money. Put your money where your mouth is. Put your money where your mouth is.
Jen, you don't seem to get it.
No,
Just because I have my lawyer doesn't mean with me and put up the money doesn't mean that it is judged. Jen, shut your fucking mouth, dude. It doesn't mean just because I hired a lawyer.
Professors, if you like.
Just because I hired a lawyer. No, he's not.
Come on, Jen, please. Rein it in. Let people respond.
I don't see the problem.
Just because.
I'm seeing a problem where there isn't.
Just because I bring a lawyer with me
You're creating
and cash does not mean that the judging of this challenge or competition or whatever is set up in a fair manner. The only reason I'm doing anything is because you're talking. While I am. Him and his friends are not weapons expert. Just because they did some time in the military doesn't mean they're a weapons expert. Just because they were awarded for things, for completing so many shots in a given time frame, doesn't mean
I'm a weapons expert.
In the military as well, mate.
No
Stop
MOS.
going on about it, yeah?
There's no MOS in the military.
You seem to be a dishonest soldier. You're one of those soldiers that kills innocent people, no doubt.
And I wouldn't say we call ourselves weapons experts. We're weapons specialists.
Not even that.
He has a Marine Corps MOS that does go through various weapons systems, but every motherfucker that has that same MOS, because it's a very broad one, and I forget exactly what his MOS was for the Marine Corps, but they deal with. It would be kind of the equivalent of Army engineers, which they deal with explosive ordnance, machine gun weapons,
maintenance.
Maintenance, dude. Every MOS that I maintain my weapon in the military. So fucking what? Right.
So that you can hit the target. Yeah, that's so fucking what. Probably won't die.
Okay, so are you saying that they're trying to play it up like they've got a broad expanse of knowledge across all types of weapons platforms and military
I would say I would have hedge a bet that they would.
The same thing as an Army engineer. They have a broad base where they not only deal with building bridges, roads.
Yeah, that's
Why are you repeating the same fucking thing that I'm saying?
Why are you doing that?
No,
Is
because
it
he
just
wasn't
that you
speaking.
can just speak? Just
It's
any
not-
old
it's-
any
he
old
wasn't
talking
getting his
noise.
words out.
Any
He
old
wasn't getting
talking
his
noise will do, just as long as you make
He wasn't getting his words out. That was the problem.
Well,
Make
just-
sure he's on point.
So
it was actually top level trolling, though. I have to admit, that's top level trolling.
No, it's not. It's annoying and distracting.
No, it's
trolling. It's being a cunt.
Get your shit out, yeah. Get your shit out. Come on.
Fuck you. So, Army Corps of Engineers, they deal with building roads, airstrips. They do demolitions. They do crew weapon systems. They have a broad range within that single MOS. That's what this guy has the equivalent of in the Marine Corps. It doesn't make him a
the knowledge of
specialist.
weapons, and he's put down a
So
good
do
challenge.
I.
Yeah, okay, so pick up the challenge. Pick up the challenge, you wanker.
Yeah, be an idiot.
$20,000
Be an idiot.
fucking dollars.
Yeah, be an idiot, waste your time and pick up the challenge.
Money for nothing. Money for nothing. You're the expert. You're the specialist.
I never once claimed I'm an expert, but I have crew weapon systems fucking knowledge. With
pick up the challenge then.
Mark
you can
19,
you can
the
prove
M50.
it. Pick up the challenge. That's what I'm saying.
That's all.
To
The
you.
240
Pick
Bravo, the M16, the M4A,
Pick up the
A2.
fucking challenge, you wanker. You can't even pick up the challenge. Look at you.
Yeah, once you got knowledge
finding
over
fault.
like
That's
3
what
or
a
4
wanker
different
does.
types of platforms,
A
as long as you know how
wanker
to
tries to find
operate a
fault.
shotgun, bolt action, a semi-auto, most semi-autos, some differ. You basically know how to operate
Challenge.
everything.
That's all you got to do. Pick up the challenge. That's all you got to do. $20,000, easy money. Right? Bring your lawyers. Bring your solicitors. It's happening in a public arena, so everyone can see it. There'll be loads of judges, and you've got $20 in the bag.
Operating weapons weapons platforms is a lot easier than maintaining weapons platforms. You can basically operate anything if you know how to operate like only like a few, right? You basically it's cross platform basically.
Hey Jen, since you and your boy are so close, tell him that I'll take up the challenge when we agree on a platform of judges.
You can arrange that within yourself. What? You can do that quite easily. Get on with it.
No, it's not. You already said that it's judged by him and his friend.
Hang on. I have provided you with the access as a decent human being to win $20,000, thus proving the Coriolis, thus shattering the dreams and aspirations of a flat earther. Go do it.
Why, you guys want a platform to do this on YouTube? I can probably hook you up.
No, I don't need a platform. When he can contact me, he can directly contact me if he wants to put on this challenge. But we must agree on a panel of judges and experts that are independent of either side, but they judge it based on the information provided.
You know, the gauntlet slapped him in the face. The gauntlet's on the ground. What you do is you pick up the gauntlet, pick up the challenge, you wanker, or shut up.
Wait, are you guys debating Coriolis effect on a bullet?
But you didn't.
Is that what you guys are talking about?
The weapon
just
properly
Coriolis effect. Period. It would be evidence of Coriolis effect. Not of a bullet.
Not in long distance shooting, bro. Like anybody tries to say that the earth spins under a bullet in long distance shooting, they're an idiot. It does not happen. Okay, Coriolis and bullet drift happens with wind. It happens with different types of elevation because the bullet's spinning. It wants to drift. It's not the fucking earth spinning, boys. Whether it's flat, if it was flat or spinning, it's still just.
Why do they make corrections in U.S. Marines firing tables? Why do they make corrections for the rotation of the Earth?
They do not.
They don't.
They do. We can see it in the firing table. We can see it in the firing table.
They don't.
So are you just going to deny that? Is the firing table fake?
The firing table, big man.
Shut up, Jen. Okay, can you post it again, B-Ball, if you don't mind?
I don't think that is for the Earth spin. That's for the bullet drift.
No, it's not.
Okay,
no,
for
it's not.
example,
That is a bullet
arranging meters to compensate for the rotation of the Earth.
No, it's not for the rotation of the Earth.
Well, it is. It says for the rotation of the Earth, dude. It says it.
I don't know who does that. I've never seen that. I've never heard
we know it's from the United States Marines artillery manual called FM 6-40. So that's who says it, the United States Marines.
So what about that?
Ooh,
what about
that?
And they already have in the firing table on other
You said they were stupid. Anyone who said that was stupid. So United States Marines, stupid. We're saying they're stupid on this issue.
Is that real? Like, are you sure it's real?
Yes, it is. Yes. I've seen FM 6-40, and yes, it is real. It's on PDF on the internet, and it is applied. So what you said, spin drift is one deflection because of the rifling of the barrel and the weapon system. That is one effect. The elevation, latitude, longitude, heat, humidity, temperature, the temperature, humidity, and all that is taken into effect. There's also another correction that they have to apply, which we call the Coriolis effect, or the spin of the Earth, which is a separate trigonometrical calculation to hit a specific target. So when they want to do a direct fire mission on a specific target, not an area target, but a specific point target, this is a correction that they must apply or they don't hit their target.
So you are familiar with the...
Are you sure it's not just concept? Are you sure it's not concept? Or do you think, do they currently do that? I just have a feeling that that's like off the table at this point.
Why were you so confident that they do not?
So at one point they thought the Earth rotated, and now they think it doesn't.
Long distance shooting, and because I'm not an artillery guy, I thought we were talking about long distance shooting, not artillery, and I have heard about
artillery
people
is long distance shooting. It's a different weapon system with a larger caliber round, 88, millimeters, 105, 155 howitzer systems. Those are long-range ballistics firing systems. It's no different.
Yeah, there's a way bigger problem when they're using that, probably.
Those things are good for like 60, 70 miles. So yeah.
Yeah, like you pack a bag in, that's like 5 miles. You pack another bag, that's like 10. I don't know about that. Maybe. I'm not. I can concede for now and say, okay, I'll be the stupid one for now. But I'm like, I have a feeling they don't do that. Maybe that was like a concept.
Nicholas Irving.
What, they once thought the Earth rotated, and now they don't anymore. I mean,
no, I'm just saying I don't think that they would account for that.
And so they once thought they needed to account for it, and then decided that they don't.
Yeah, like mathematically, you had that in there, and just nobody ever used it, right?
Now,
but they do. That's likely to be true.
I haven't actually done the calculations for ballistics on 155s.
I'd have to pull in Sergeant Taylor and ask him, it's called Sergeant Taylor.
Yeah, good.
I would have to pull in the sergeant now.
Fair enough.
No, on the point of the challenge that Jen was mentioning, I asked the grown-up to verify that this was an actual Marine and maybe send somebody by to correct him for the footage. We'll see what happens with that. Of course they correct for Coriolis. It's literally in the plotting tables of every battleship ever.
Okay, well let's cement it in, just because that's a bold accusation to call somebody stupid if they do that without even checking. So just to cement that I'll be the stupid one if I'm wrong, I'll say Coriolis my assy holus.
Good luck with that. Now, if you have a look at you're American, right? You must have some old battleship laid up somewhere you can go have a look at.
He is not American, goddammit.
Oh.
Well, sort of. I'm North American, but Americans are actually just Southern Canadians. We just never really took the label.
He's Canadian. Don't listen to this shit.
Right.
He's not ours.
Whenever you get the chance to go,
we don't want him either. You can have him.
Whenever you get the chance to go have a look at a laid-up battleship that is on display, you will see that the mechanical computers that they used for calculating their artillery on every turret,
on the Iowa,
like say on the Iowa, yes, it has a Coriolis correction wheel on it. You think they put that in there just for giggles?
No, oh shit, that's tough cookie.
Dude, I knew you're a Canadian, so I posted an article. There's an article about a Canadian sniper who shot someone 2 miles away, and in the article it says he had to account for curvature in his shot. Why don't you read it?
Most of the 2 mile plus shots, because people don't just stand around with bullets crashing around them. Most of those are walk to the target. It's very, very, very rarely a one shot, one kill sort of thing.
Yeah, like I've honestly never ever heard of a long distance shooter using Coriolis.
Oh, it's
Nobody's
in
ever-
every single one of those King of 2 Mile challenge. You can get the software that they're using, and there is Coriolis in it. But you know, taking a shot over a terrain with all the variables that's in it, you are not gonna get a one-shot kill at 2 miles, most likely.
No, it's very few and far between. But Nicholas Irving has been on record on his channel and various interviews that have been done about this topic, and yes, it is applied.
Yeah, it very much is applied, but when you do a firing solution for, even when I did it on a range that is most definitely not going anywhere, and we had all the time in the world. We had this flip up target, a military thingy, a person size, at 1,800 meters or something. And when we got the firing solution for the elevation and the windage and all that, and took a couple of shots, we still corrected for impact because there is wind and funny effects going on at that range. And that is how it usually goes on.
I would love to see somebody hit 1,800 yards one shot.